you know, my French is, no, what's the word in English? Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Katie, and today we're going to be doing my tattoo tour video. So it's like the tattoo tag. I'm going to be talking about all 8 of my lovely tattoos and going through the pain level, the story, my experience. So just a little disclaimer, if you are not someone who likes tattoos, who doesn't agree with tattoos, who, I don't know, someone who just doesn't like them in general, this video is definitely not for you, and I would very much encourage you to click out of it. I understand everyone has their own opinions and their own feelings. If you don't like tattoos, that's cool. If you do like tattoos, hey, what's up? I got 8 of them to show you. Also, just a reminder, please be kind with what you say. These tattoos are on my body permanently. I love them. I have no regrets about any of my tattoos. It's okay if you don't like them. Not everyone likes other people's tastes or other people's styles. So yes, anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into this video. So my tattoos are all done by the same artist. I'll leave her Instagram and Facebook linked down below. She's established here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. But anyways, so my very first tattoo I got when I was 18. So it is my rose tattoo. I got it when I was 18. Okay, so basically the meaning behind my first tattoo, my rose tattoo, is for my grandmother. She had passed away, I think, a year or 2 before I got this tattoo, and her favorite color was red. She literally wore red everything. We all decided to wear a piece of red clothing at her funeral, and actually her favorite flower was a rose, and her urn is actually a red urn with a rose on it. Sorry, I'm not trying to get, I don't know why I'm starting to get a little bit emotional. I love her. Like, my grandma was my best friend. Very, very close to my grandmother, and I just thought that I would get something really special and meaningful tattooed on me for her. I always knew that I wanted to get a tattoo dedicated to her. So basically what I did for that tattoo was I sent my tattoo artist a few reference pictures of like maybe 3 different types of roses. And I told her, listen, I like the stem of this one, I like the thorns on this one, I like the petals on this one. And she basically takes my idea and obviously turns it into art and something beautiful. So she sent me the picture. She said, is this good? And I said, that is absolutely stunning. It is so perfect. I love it so much. It's even better than what I had sent her. Like, the ideas that I had sent her, this one is even better. I loved it. My tattoo artist thinks I am absolutely insane. I am not someone who feels a lot of pain, to be honest, so maybe my pain level would not be the same for someone else, but to me personally, this hurt at like a 2 on 10. Like, this barely hurt me. It was my first tattoo. I was actually very nervous because I thought it was going to hurt really badly. I'm definitely someone who also bleeds a little bit. So there was some blood. So yeah, that is the first tattoo. My second tattoo was actually done the same day that I got my rose. I decided to get 3 tattoos in one day at the age of 18 because why not? So it's this tattoo right here. It's the A on my arm. And I actually get so many questions about this tattoo just because it's so visible and everyone's like, what does the A stand for? The A has a very deep meaning for me. It is actually the first initial of both of my parents' names. So my dad's name is Alan and my mother's name is Alfonsina, or Alfie for short. So I thought it would be good to commemorate them by getting a tattoo, obviously dedicated to my parents. Also, my brother's middle name is Alan and my middle name is Alanah, which is hence why my channel is caity.alanah. Yeah, so I got an A for that reason. This one honestly was a pain level. It was kind of like a 2.5 on 10 just because of the location. It was kind of more where my wrist is, but honestly it was over in like 2 seconds. It did not hurt that much. The last tattoo that I got on the same day when I was 18 years old is actually just this. I'm hiding what's here because I did not, these 2 tattoos are actually not one tattoo, they're 2 different tattoos, so I'm hiding this one for now. But I did get this little star tattoo. It's literally the cutest thing ever. I love it. So the meaning behind my star tattoo is basically something for me and my little brother. Long story short, we shared a room when we were kids, obviously growing up. Basically at nighttime he had a moon nightlight and I had a star nightlight, and they're actually still available at IKEA, which gives me so many feels whenever I go to IKEA and I see the little moon and star nightlights. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If anything, I'll insert a picture of it right here. So basically that was kind of like our light in the darkness. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, stars light up darkness, and if you know me, you know that I've struggled with a lot of things throughout my life, and just finding the light in the darkest places is what's really important. But it's also because when we were growing up, we would always do these road trips to Disney World. My parents always drove us all the way from Canada all the way to Disney World. It would take about 3 or 4 days, make it like a road trip. And whenever when we stayed in like the hotels, I have like videos of, like, I also remember, but I also have home videos of my parents like videotaping the room and like talking to us and just stuff like that. And my mom would point at, there was like these, I don't know if they still have them, but there used to be these giant starlights over the beds. I don't know if any of you guys been to Disney World when you were really young and you remember that. When you stayed in the like the Disney hotels, there was like the giant starlight, and my mom used to go, oh look, this is Caitlin's star. So yeah, that's basically what the star tattoo means to me, and I love it so much. It is adorable, and the pain level was honestly like a 1 on 10. I barely felt that like at all. I barely felt it. My 4th tattoo I got when I was, I believe, 19, and it is this one right here on my arm. It is my Bumble Bee tattoo. This is probably one of, honestly, my favorite tattoos that I have. I don't know why, I just love it so much. The meaning behind this one is also a deep meaning. I actually posted it on my Instagram with a whole caption of what it means. But first and foremost, it is a matching tattoo with my older sister Alanah. She has it actually on her wrist, but it does have a meaning. They actually stand for growth and renewal. What I like to say to myself a lot is grow through what you go through. What I wrote on my Instagram, because I cannot remember for the life of me the full thing. So yeah, I put grow through what you go through. I never would have thought that I would be in this current place that I'm in physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm physically, mentally, and emotionally in a better place than I have ever been in my life. I've gone through so much, and in those times, I've grown and become such a stronger person. All the amazing supportive people that I surround myself with notice the changes, but more importantly, I see in myself all the changes that I have made. Everything I've gone through, every sacrifice I've made, and every battle that I've both won and lost have brought me to this point, and they have contributed to my growth and my renewal. Make your happiness and personal growth a priority in your life. Your mental health is so important. So that is still true to this day. That is basically the meaning behind my Bumblebee tattoo. So the pain level for that tattoo was a little bit more than the rest. It was more of like a 4.5, more of a 4 on 10, just because it took longer and there was a lot of shading to be done. When it was being tattooed on me, it wasn't that bad, but I find more like the recovery was more painful, if that makes any more sense. Like, it was so sore. Obviously, I've always had kind of smaller tattoos. This was my first bigger tattoo, so it did feel very sore, and it did bleed a lot. I don't know, I'm just very sensitive, and I do bleed a lot, like, no matter what. Tattoo number 5 was also done the same day as my Bumblebee. I got, again, 3 tattoos in one day. After we did my Bumblebee, I decided to get 3 dots on my middle fingers. They're barely noticeable. I actually get questions about these a lot when I'm in person in class with people. They're like, is that pen or a tattoo? I'm like, it's a tattoo. And they're like, oh wow, what does that mean? And I was like, it just means like to be continued, you know, like the 3 dots in a sentence, to be continued. The pain was literally 0 on 10. Seen someone else get a finger tattoo before I did, and honestly their reaction kind of freaked me out because they were like, ow, it hurts. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready for that, because I'm like, oh wow, it's like my fingers are really bony. And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna hurt so bad. And I remember sitting in the chair and I just like was talking to my boyfriend about something, and then she just goes, oh, I'm done. And I was like, what? I'm like, already? You're done? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it literally just felt like you were tracing the tattoo on my hand. And she's like, no, it's done. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, that didn't even hurt. Like, I did not feel it. It just felt like someone was drawing on my finger. That's the best way I can describe the sensation of a tattoo. It feels like someone's dragging like a pen along your skin like really hard. So yeah, the meaning behind this does mean to be continued, just because I didn't want to get the semicolon tattoo. That's basically what my tattoo means too, except it's 3 dots instead of a semicolon. But this does mean a lot to me. I am a survivor and I am here today, and that's what's important to me, and that's what that reminds me of. So yeah. For my 6th tattoo, I have a heart on my ankle. I'll probably insert a picture. I don't know how I'm gonna show you guys this, but let me try. Okay, over here, do you see her? She cute. She real cute. I don't know if you can see her very well. She has no meaning. She's just there. She's chilling. What do hearts mean? Hearts mean love. So that's what she means. She means love and family and friends. Story behind that was also the same day that I got the dots and the bumblebee. So when I was 19, originally wanted it actually on my finger. I ended up getting it on my ankle instead, and I actually prefer it there obviously now. Pain level was probably a 2.5 on 10. Honestly, I thought it would hurt a lot more just because it's on my ankle and like that's so much bone there, but it literally didn't hurt that much. My 7th tattoo is my kind of most recent one. I got it when I was 20, on the verge of turning 21. It is probably the one that holds the most meaning to me on my entire body, and it is my Harry Potter tattoo. It's on my arm and it says Expecto Patronum. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you know exactly what that means. If you are not, well, I will definitely explain it to you. It took me so long to figure out where I wanted to put it. I don't know, the font of it, the layout, like I just really wanted to really be sure that I really loved it. So I found basically Expecto Patronum, and I sent it to my tattoo artist. But I think I sent her 2 different type of fonts, and I said I like this one, but I also like this one, and she kind of like melange is mix got it. She kind of mixed them together, and that was the result. Before I get into the meaning, because it's a really long meaning, but if you want to stick around and hear it, it's very powerful to me. So the pain level was honestly maybe like a 3 on 10, a 3.5 on 10. It was definitely a little bit more on the less painful side again. So I do have the meaning written down on my phone, because when I did get it, I did post it on my Instagram story, and I wrote the meaning. As some of you may or may not know, I've suffered from major depression and anxiety from a really young age. It's something I have to live with for the rest of my life, and it will never go away. I do have chronic depression and anxiety. I have a chemical imbalance in my brain, and unfortunately it cannot be fixed. It's there for life. So during my time in high school, I hit the lowest point of my depression ever. I was constantly self-harming any way I could and struggled with bulimia and anorexia. One day after a suicide attempt that was almost succeeded, I was forced to be hospitalized for a while. So I have had very many suicide attempts in high school. One of them was very close to happening. I don't want to cry about this. I hate talking about this, I swear. I get very emotional because I can't believe that was my life a few years ago. But yeah, so I was hospitalized after that happened. So during my time there, I was very reluctant to cooperate in any activities or any counseling. So basically you get kind of put into like a psych ward, and you're basically with like other teenagers, and they basically all have their own kind of problems, but it's all related to mental health issues, and you do activities together, like you go to counseling together. I remember we had a lot of cooking classes, we had a lot of like art activities, just stuff like that, and I literally would not talk to anybody. I refused to talk to the doctors. I refused to talk to anyone around me. I refused to do any of the activities. I refused to cook because I was just so angry that I was still alive. I can't even explain it to you. I really did not want to be there at all. I didn't even want to be on the earth. I spent most of my time crying or just sleeping or not wanting to be alive anymore. I had lost all hope in myself, and I had no motivation to keep fighting. For those of you who have watched and or read the Harry Potter series will know that Expecto Patronum is a very difficult and powerful spell to cast that produces a Patronus to help defend yourself against Dementors. So as quoted by Jk Rowling, Dementors are among the foulest creatures that walk this earth, They infest the darkest, filthiest places. They glory in decay and despair. They drain peace, hope, happiness out of the air around them. Get too near a Dementor and every good feeling, every happy memory will be sucked out of you. If it can, the Dementor will feed on you long enough to reduce you to something like itself, soulless and evil. You'll be left with nothing but the worst experiences of your life. Sound familiar? That is exactly what depression is to me. If you're someone who suffers like I do from depression, you'll understand this. Jk Rowling wrote the Dementors as a symbol of her own powerful case of depression and therefore created the spell that defends you against Dementors, aka against your mental illness. To cast this spell and produce a Patronus, it's actually very difficult because you have to think of the happiest memory that you have and really focus on it for the spell to work, or else it doesn't work. Reading the Harry Potter series and watching the movies has helped me in ways I can't even begin to explain. I've loved Harry Potter since I was a child. I read it as a child. I grew up reading the books, I grew up watching the movies, but especially in the hospital, there is literally nothing you're allowed to do. I was not even allowed my own clothes for the longest time. Kind of getting clothes and getting your shoes and even getting like a hairbrush was a privilege in the hospital that I did not have because I was very defiant and did not, again, want to get better at all. But the one thing that I could do was obviously do art with the other kids, cook with the other kids, but there was books. And I did have my Harry Potter books and I read those. I don't even know how to explain it. They literally helped me get out of that so much. I read them and I felt so much more motivated to live and just so much stronger, and just telling myself like, you can do this, you can get out of here. Do the things that you need to do. Start participating. Talk to your doctors. Get help. Do what you have to do. You're not the only one suffering in this. Your parents are suffering. Your family is suffering. Your friends are suffering. Nobody wants to see you like this. Caitlin, you have to get out of this. And I would just think constantly of Harry casting his Patronus, or the characters casting their Patronus, and I would think, what would mine look like? Would I be able to cast a Patronus? I want to be able to be happy. I want to be able to, you know, think of the happiest memory that I have and be able to do that. And I think that's when I realized that I was worth happiness, I was worth love, and it was worth it for me to be in the world. Like, I deserved happiness and love. And that was a huge breakthrough for me, because obviously I was there because I didn't want to be on this earth anymore. I felt worthless. I felt like I was about to give up. I did give up. In my darkest times, it's reminded me to always focus on the happiest memories I have and find my motivation and my strength to continue to fight every day. I would literally not be alive without it, and without all the amazing people I have by my side. And then I put, I am stronger than my mental illness. It's something I definitely don't tell everyone. It's something a lot of people don't know about me. I've never spoke about this, I don't think, on my YouTube channel, but yes, I've been through it, guys. Anyways, so that is my Harry Potter tattoo. That is why it means so much to me, and it is the reason that I am here today. I'm alive today because of it. So I thought, what better way to put it tattooed on my arm, and when I'm feeling at my lowest, I look at it and I remember that I made it through the worst experiences of my life. I not only made it through, but I survived, and I'm doing so much better. So yeah, it made me really appreciate my life, and I would not even be with my boyfriend that I have right now if I had succeeded all those years ago in my attempt. I would not have the friends I have now. I wouldn't get to see my nieces and nephews grow up. I wouldn't get to see myself grow up and become this person that I'm insanely proud of. So that goes to show you that please keep fighting. I know it's difficult, but you could do it. You've got this. If I could do it, you could do it. That is my Expecto Patronum tattoo and the meaning behind it. The same day that I got my Expecto Patronum tattoo, that I was around 20, I was almost 21, I did also get another tattoo. So I got two in one day again, but this one is kind of tiny. So it is near my A, and it is the lightning bolt. It is a tiny little lightning bolt. This also has a double meaning for me. Obviously, the first meaning, Harry Potter. Harry Potter has a lightning bolt scar on his forehead. He survived the killing curse and was left with the lightning bolt, and just like me, he went through something terrible and survived. So yeah, I thought that I would put the little lightning bolts on my arm too, because he was considered the boy who lived. Well, honey, I am the girl who lived. So yeah, that is my little lightning bolt tattoo, meaning Harry Potter, but it's also obviously a lightning bolt. and I love thunder and lightning. I cannot tell you, I know so many people are terrified of it, but I genuinely love it. It literally calms me down. When there's a thunderstorm or lightning, me and my mom will literally go outside on the balcony. Even my brother and my dad will come and we'll literally watch the thunder and lightning, like as if it's the most miraculous thing we've ever seen. I find lightning is so beautiful. Like I can't even explain to you how beautiful I think it is. I love the way it just like, I don't know, it strikes and it illuminates the sky. So yeah, that is also why I do have a lightning bolt. And also pain level 0 on 10, 0, like 0. I literally did not feel it. Alright guys, that is going to conclude the end of this tattoo video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely getting more tattoos in the future. This is not the end for me, so when I do eventually get more, I will definitely do an updated version of this one. I hope you guys are all staying safe, happy, and healthy as always, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye!